I have said forever that Joe Rogan will agree with literally anybody in front of him. And in general, we talk on this channel. We haven't talked because it's been 2 years since I put a video up, but we talk on this channel about how social groups and those kinds of society things influence how people vote, why people vote. There's not much rational thinking in this clip and stuff. Joe Rogan's gonna be all dummy, poopy pants. Yeah.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Did you were you at UFC Miami earlier
Yes.
this year? How crazy was it when Trump walked out?
Insane.
I've never experienced
Insane.
that. It's like I
Bro,
was like,
it was
whoa.
more crazy when he walked out in Madison Square Garden.
Bro, it was crazy. It was crazy when Bernie Sanders walked out and had a huge crowd. Huge crowd. Crazy crowd. I was in that crowd. Guess what? Huge crowd. Bernie got, beat by a lot. Crowds don't really matter that much. Crowds actually show that you're loud. Crowds show that you're campaigning like a rock star. Crowds show that you're loud, exciting, yelling, all that kind of stuff. Joe Biden can have a room full of 5 people. It doesn't really dictate who's going to vote for who. We have a lot of evidence.
Really?
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, the smart way to put it is people excited that, when they vote for Trump, like the people that do vote for Trump, they're excited. They're angry. They're really passionate. People that vote for Joe Biden, they're kind of bored. They're kind of sleepy, but they're still going to vote for him. Don't get me wrong. They're just not as excited. So big crowds just means that those who do support you, and it's not surprising that there's like loud crowds for Trump, because words are important to put in the right order. When you put words in the right order, Trump, his crowds yell. The Donald Trump, the crowds yell loud because Donald Trump's a cult leader.
The Madison Square Garden one, the last fight was fucking bananas.
It's
dude.
unbelievable.
It was
I've
like
never heard a crowd like
over a minute of people screaming at the top of their lungs as he's walking in.
that. Nuts.
This country is fed up.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, it's fed up, bro.
a
Seriously.
fed up
They are
country.
Yeah,
fed up country.
The mainstream
bro.
media can say
mainstream
all
media?
the shit they want. And they're trying.
They
Mhm.
could say
Like
they could say all the shit they want, all the stuff they want. They could do what they want. Our country's fed up. They're
The
trying,
people aren't buying it.
No,
but the people aren't buying. All right, guys. 3-point argument or a statement. It's not an argument. This is not a political debate. But in a conversation with someone, all right, if they're saying the people are fed up, bro, they're fed up. The media can try to do the thing they're doing, but people, they're not buying it. That's called saying nothing with a lot of words.
That's it. The perfect example right there is, 20,000 people or whatever, like losing their minds when the dude's walking
Yeah.
to the cage. It's like there's no fighter that gets that, but yeah, the country, it's like you can tell. You just talk to people or see
You could just tell, bro.
what's going on. It's like
Deep thoughts. He's shaking his head like you can tell. Yeah, bro. You can just tell, bro. They're fed up. What? I don't know with what. They're fed up though. Things are crazy around here.
you could tell.
You
Well,
could tell.
there's people that
you could tell. You could tell.
voted for Biden that are doing it now.
Yeah.
Biden's boring. I think he's boring. I don't think he is a very exciting person, or that he gives good speeches, or that he looks good on camera. I don't think he does any part of like, so there's the head of state, and then there's the head of government. So the head of state and the head of influence is like when a president does speeches, when they control what they say, that kind of stuff. Joe Biden, policy-wise, if you look at the infrastructure spending, little things with healthcare being tweaked, climate infrastructure, and by the way, Biden doesn't talk about this because it'll make his left supporters mad. But Biden drills far more oil than Trump. So when I talk about climate investment, it's investment that we should be doing, regardless if you love oil or hate oil. But anyways, Biden put money into that, which is also good for jobs. Super low unemployment. Gas prices. People complain about gas prices. It doesn't really, make sense to complain. The United States, throughout this entire inflation crisis, has had the lowest gas prices compared to other countries. But of course, people only see what's happening to them. So they see gas prices went up. There's zero evidence to say that Donald Trump would have made those gas prices go down, especially since Joe Biden is drilling more gas than Donald Trump ever did. But, those kind of logical things don't really matter in these conversations. It's about vibes.
They're like, what did I do?
Right.
Like, what did I?
But yeah, I don't love Biden. I'm not excited. I'm not going to go get out of bed to go cheer at a Joe Biden rally and listen to Party in the USA like I did for Bernie, because he's not that kind of speaker. But when it comes to leading a country, when it comes to putting your big boy pants on and not crying whenever someone says you lost the election. Because Donald Trump does cry. Don't get me wrong. He's a really tough guy. He was born in a very hard condition, in a nice big marble bathtub. He ate with he had silver spoons and a gold plate. He ate a lot of great food that he had to work for by being born into a rich family. And then his entire career as a great businessman was all built off of him having a good brand. And he's good at having a brand. He's good at propaganda. He's good at manipulation. He's very good at that. Don't get me wrong, he's great at that. But the dude does kind of cry whenever you say he lost the election. And the election was recounted like 5,000 times. And on number 5,001, we recounted, and Donald Trump still lost. And to this day, Donald Trump is still saying that he won that election. That is the most baby stuff in the world. That's hilarious. He has to pee his pants at least 50 times daily. I don't know how people see him as a sign of manliness. That is not manly.
I choose. Like, how is this guy?
Yeah, you just can't listen to an interview where he's saying some of the stuff he says that just makes no sense at all. It's like you can't listen to those interviews and feel like you made a good decision. I don't know how you could.
I forgot to mention that Donald Trump said we should blow up a hurricane and a bunch of other stuff. There's such a catalog that I can't even really go through all of it, but it makes it even funnier what they're saying right now.
Hear what he said? Like,
listen, Biden, sometimes you can't talk. Trump, sometimes you can't talk. And by the way, at least Biden says something sometimes. Even if Trump sounds like he can talk, listen closely to what he's saying. It's a lot of the stuff that you're hearing here. People, they're fed up. The media, they can't do it. They can't do what they're doing. They can't do it. Even when he's talking without stuttering and saying the wrong word, which is what they accuse Biden of doing, Trump also doesn't say anything. Trump can't walk. He falls a lot. Biden falls sometimes too. They're both 95 years old. Joe Biden has ridden a bicycle. I would like to see Trump ride a bike. Trump plays golf. I think we should respect them for their athletic abilities at their age. All right? No more hating these people. No more hating these presidents. Donald Trump is 95. His heart rate is dictated off of burgers per minute, BPM, from McDonald's. Joe Biden is very old. He's a little fragile. But somehow Trump still has a pretty good drive in golf. I don't like golf, but his swing is pretty nice looking. Joe Biden can ride a bike at 98 years old. It's pretty impressive. Come on.
Yesterday or a couple days ago, he's talking about the Revolutionary War. He's like, one of the reasons why we lost the Revolutionary War, one of the problems with the Revolutionary War was they didn't have enough airports.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I saw that. It's
Have you seen
what
that?
the hell?
Pull him.
It's
Imagine
crazy.
If you had any other job and you were talking like that,
Yeah.
they would go, hey, you're done.
If you talk like that to a doctor at your
Yeah.
medical exam to fight, they'd be like, okay, obviously you're not fighting. You would also, here's 8 weeks of being helped out by a professional.
Right. You might not ever do anything again.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's one of the wildest things ever.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And the media gaslighting you to protect. It's just people are so afraid of Trump being in office and
Yeah.
Republicans.
Finish a thought. Finish one thought. The media is gaslighting you to protect what?
being in office.
It's funny because right after my last fight, he was cage side with Dana, and then I got.
Yeah, of course they scream for him. He's a reality TV star. He's always been. He has no business. He's not a businessman. He's an actor. He got all of his money off being an actor and off his dad being rich. That's why he is friends with friggin' Dana White and every person that includes celebrities. That's why he was with all the celebrity crowds. That's why he was friends with Hillary and everyone from the other party, from both parties, when he was at all the parties. He was partying hard because Donald Trump is an actor.
Got back
That's why
home,
people get excited.
and he invited me out to.
But about these guys, they're saying all this stuff. They do not finish one thought about the media. The media is doing this, doing that to protect the vibes. The media is trying to protect the vibes for Biden, but it's obviously going the other direction. Now, here is where we have a case of people saying literally nothing at all. They don't trust the media. Now, everyone should be looked into. I don't trust the media. I trust information that's verified. I don't really read news. If I do read news sources, I read what they actually say, where they got the information from, how closely that maps on reality, and actual proof that I can find. I don't have a preferred news website or anything like that. But when they talk like this, talk about propaganda, yeah, you're about to see them talk about this grand conspiracy to keep Biden in office, how he should not be in office because of him not being able to talk or walk, Trump can't, but him not being able to talk or walk or anything like that, and how any other person would not be president. By the way, there's that list of 1,000,000 reasons Donald Trump wouldn't be. I don't even talk about that anymore because talking about them is so like tiring and it doesn't make any sense. No one cares. No one has ever cared about anything Trump has ever done bad. Um, but at the very end here, we have a little bit of a fact check.
Here's what Trump's saying it in 2019.
Oh.
Donald Trump said something about that.
Oh wait, beforehand.
We didn't have enough airports.
So they show the video of Biden saying this. He is quoting.
Whoa.
So
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
all right, just,
What?
just for the record,
Is that fake?
it's not fake, but he was referencing Trump saying that. Here's what Trump's saying it in 2019.
He sounds scared to correct Joe.
Oh.
Donald Trump said something about that. He didn't say.
Now, this is the pinnacle of bias. So when they thought Biden said a sentence like that, they totally blocked out anything Trump ever said, and they isolated this statement that wasn't real to disqualify Biden from being president. Now, if you want to make arguments against Biden for being president, I don't think there's any versus Trump, but there can be arguments that he shouldn't be the candidate running. He's not the best option on either side or on the Democratic side. You might argue he's not the best option versus Republican candidates. I don't think there's any I don't think there's any argument that he is worst option than Trump. I do not think that's true at all. But when you're talking about this, you're saying this can disqualify Biden.
Jesus, he said
It's
a stable
terrible.
genius, and that's where the
Oh.
transcription.
Let me hear what it says.
But
What
then
did
you
he
hear
say?
Trump said it.
In June of
guess what?
1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York, and named after the great George Washington, Commander-in-Chief. The Continental Army suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our army manned the airports. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he fucked up.
Yeah, he did. But I feel like
Took over
that's
the airport.
I just-
you can
yeah.
tell too. It sounds like a little different. He's like, you could tell he like messed up his words, but
Yeah.
he was just I don't
Took
know.
over the
Well,
airports.
that's the
It's
thing
like-
about that's the thing about media these days. It's like
Right.
you
never
got to
know.
look into it.
Yeah, that's the thing about media these days. You got to look into it. So that's exactly, they make excuses for one side, not for the other. I don't think this kind of politics matters at all. I think all of this stuff is really just for spectator stuff. But of course, politics is a reality TV show. It's frustrating. It's not going to change. And that's why I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff. But I know it gets a lot of clicks on YouTube, although my channel's dead. But anyway, if it does get views and you enjoyed my really annoying voice, terrible commentary, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's been demonetized because I took a 500-year break. But